Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Pull Up with Limbs and Things. Tonight we are talking home care with Miss Ashley Ivey Askew, and she is the clinical manager at Eye Care. So tonight we want to draw the correlation between physical therapy and home care. A lot of times when people encounter physical therapists, you get from the hospital, and then there's three usually places that you can go. You can either go to a skilled nursing facility, you can go to an inpatient rehab, or you can go home. So, physical therapists are usually the ones who decide which level of care is best for you.
Yeah.
And so, we normally encounter home care agencies in the home setting. And with being a mobile therapist, I tend to see a lot of home care companies. And so, I wanted to bring eye care to you because they embody a lot of the qualities that I think is so important when you are caring for someone at home. So, if you're a caregiver, or if you have an aging adult family member, if you are, thinking about your long-term care plans, you should
Mhm.
pay attention to this live tonight. So, eye care has some unique qualities about them and service offerings. And so, I want to invite Miss Ashley Askew to talk about eye care. Thank you for coming and welcome to Pull Up with Limbs and Things.
Yes. Well, thank you, Dr. Chanel, for having me. I'm so excited. And for all the audience out there, hello. I'm excited to mention some things about eye care and then also talk about how we work together
Sure.
physical therapy and home care. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So you are also a physical therapist assistant, and you're also the clinical manager at Eye Care. So tell us what Eye Care stands for, and a little bit about what you guys offer.
Okay, very good. So, eye care is actually an acronym for I care about restoring excellence in healthcare. That was a name that was made by my mom, the founder of eye care. My parents both started eye care in 1993. And
Mhm.
that's really what she wanted to emphasize is care and compassion in healthcare. So that is what eye care is all about. That's actually our mission. Um, my husband is prior military and he is the HR manager. And he tells people you can't wear the eye care shirt. Excuse me, you can't wear the eye care shirt if you don't care. We're all about I care about people. So I care provides private duty personal care services for clients in their homes. So clients who need help with activities of daily living, bathing, dressing, transportation, companionship, meal preparation, those type of things. So that's I care's main services. We also provide some private duty nursing services by an RN or LPN. So we've had clients who have cataract surgery and have to do eye drops every 4 hours. We've had clients who've had a trach vent and G tube, and our LPNs provide that care. So we're kind of skilled and non-skilled in that realm, but the majority of what we do is provide the personal care services.
Right. Now you didn't say the other things.
Oh, yeah. So the personal care services are the cake. And then we have some things that are icing on the cake because what we realize is clients need other things as well. So we do consulting. My mom, Donna Ivy, has been in healthcare for over 40 years,
Uh huh.
and she does healthcare consulting with clients all over the United States. So someone says, I'm in Florida and I need a personal care company. She helps them with that. I'm in Florida. I'm trying to move my mom up to Virginia. She helps them with that. So she does that consulting service. Another ancillary service that we have is construction management, home construction management, modification management, excuse me. My father is an engineer for over 30 years, construction engineer, and he helps clients make their homes more accommodating for them
Uh
so
huh.
that they don't have to modify their lives. So if they would like to stay home, he could put in grab bars, stair lifts. We've actually widened a whole bathroom, brought the countertops down so that the client in a wheelchair is now able to wash their face by themselves
Yeah.
and things like that. So he does those type of things so that people can stay in their home as long as they want to. And thirdly, the most fun, I would say, I'm a little biased, the most fun that we offer is free mobile salon and spa services for all of our full-time clients. Clients who, they used to always get their hair done
Mhm.
and now they can't get out of the home as much. We bring in a licensed cosmetologist into the home to do the full hairstyle, their nails, which of course, is very important for clients who have
Yeah.
diabetes. They're not able to clip their nails. So that's something that we add. It's free of charge for our clients. They get their hair and nails done on a monthly basis.
That is awesome. I think I heard probably four main things that you guys do that I haven't seen in other home care companies. There's always like a separate service to do that, but going or using eye care will help you get all of those things with one company. So,
Exactly. We're a one-stop shop.
for sure. So, if you're watching and you have a question or a comment, please make sure to put that in the chat and we will discuss it. We thank you so much for watching with us. If you're live, if you just hashtag live, that'll let us know that you're watching. Okay, so let's see here. Can you tell us where you're located and what hours you guys require? Because we know that there can be minimums that you have to obtain before a home care service will come out to you.
Great question. So we have three offices. We have one in Hampton, Virginia. We have one in Ashburn, and then we have another one in Tysons. However, we are licensed in the state of Virginia, so we don't have certain parameters or counties we can only see in because we're not a franchise. So we can provide care anywhere in Virginia. So we have clients from Arlington to Fredericksburg to Leesburg, where I live, all over Northern Virginia, and we have caregivers that are able to provide that care there. And then the minimum. That's a great question. So what we started noticing is that some clients didn't have a 4-hour need. They just didn't. They said, you know what, I really just need help with my husband's shower. Can someone come in and provide 1 hour of care? And we said, absolutely. My husband likes to say, when we work with a family-owned and operated company, we make decisions over the kitchen table. So that was a decision that we said, yeah, no minimums. And that's what we have. So we have clients who have 1 hour of care, 1 day a week, to 24 hours, 7 days a week. We have clients who have 2 hours or 3 hours. We're able to accommodate those.
That's
So we
great.
don't have any minimums.
Yeah. And that's something you don't always find. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows some home care companies have minimums, but it's important to know when you're working with eye care that you don't have that, right? You just need to be able
Correct.
to do at least an hour, right?
Correct.
Okay, so how can we pay for services with eye care?
Great. It's a great question as well. You're just getting the great one. So personal care services are something that is paid with private dollars or long-term care insurance. That's typically the way they are paid. Some clients do have Medicaid, and they go through the Medicaid waiver program. We are not a Medicaid provider, but I do know of some that I refer. I like to be a resource. If someone calls, I don't say, "Oh, we don't do it. Call someone else."
Good, good.
I say, we don't provide that, but I do know of a great partner. So those are typically the three ways personal care services are paid: through Medicaid waiver program, long-term care insurance, and also private dollars.
Gotcha. Okay. You do have a question. What's next for the future of eye care?
That's a great question, Brandon James. For the future of eye care. So eye care has always been about people's happiness and really caring about them from start to finish. So usually by the time we get clients, something has happened, an ailment or injury has happened, or it was a slow progression. Well, I also have a health and wellness background. And so we often pre-pandemic did seminars at health and wellness facilities, at churches, talking about what we eat, talking about how we live, our mental, our mental stability and things like that, because all of that is it determines how far people get in terms of the progression of their illness.
For sure.
So I think the future of eye care is involving more of those things. So I've even gone over a client. I love to cook, Dr. Chanel. I love to cook. I can make some vegan crab cakes that you would not believe are vegan at a Parts of Palm. And I went over to a client because the family said, I really want to make had some healthy meals, but I don't know what to do. So I went over, I took my bag of spices. My family knows I keep my bag of spices if I'm ever going to cook somewhere. And I bought some groceries and I showed the caregiver and the family how to make a healthy meal very quick. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. So that's where I really see eye care. We do so many things, of course, when clients are injured and, helping them back up, not having clients sit on the couch all day, but being active.
Good.
Um, and then also bringing in more of the health and wellness side of
Mm-hmm.
saying, let's go back to our seminars. Just because you have this ailment right now doesn't mean you will have it in 5 years. It
Yeah.
does not have to be. We don't always have to age and get sick. That's the thing that I love about healthcare, is
Uh-huh.
that there's so much positivity in it. So that's why I think the future of eye care is we're always going to provide that care and love for our clients who are in an ailment or injury. And at the same time, we help clients kind of mitigate some of those things. So
That's
that's
good.
right.
That's
Yeah.
good. And I know you guys are talking a little bit about coming up the DMV, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We'll be licensed in Maryland by the end of this year.
Wow.
And so I think it was someone asked me, you guys have been in business since 1993, almost 28 years. Why haven't you gone to Maryland? And the best answer is because nobody asked.
Uh,
So, so now we're getting a lot of inquiries from Maryland.
mhm.
And so Mrs. Ivy put everything in the system. She had a great assistant who was able to help getting licensure, and we'll be in Maryland by the end of this year. And I just know we'll be in DC by 2022. So,
I understand that. Yep. I had the same encounter having a DC and Virginia license, and then
mhm.
somebody asked in Maryland, had to get the Maryland license too. So, yes,
There you go.
I understand. So, tell me a little bit about what the difference is with eye care being family owned versus a franchise.
Mm. Okay, so I can focus on this part. First of all, you're never going to see a baby as cute as that on anyone's brochure. No, I think some of the things you can speak to the owners. That's number one. You can speak to the people who own the company and make the decisions. You can ask questions why certain decisions are made. You can place a call and get me 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is one of the biggest things, and that we're able to be really, really flexible because we don't have certain rules,
Yeah.
and we really let our clients tell us what they want. So we had when we first started, I'll tell you a little secret. Actually, when we first started the salon and spa service, we were charging for it.
Okay.
Right? This was 6 years ago, and the client said, that's nice, but I can go out and get it. I really would want it complimentary. And we said, you know what? That's exactly what we'll do. We'll make it complimentary. And so those are some of the things, like, we use client feedback all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, Nora, our director of nursing, who has over 40, 50 years actually of nursing experience, and our field coordinator, CNAs, we love client input to give us information. So I think that is, and then clients have actually seen the input they gave made changes.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one of the best things about our company being family owned and operated, is that we go to where the clients need, what the client needs and what they want. So I think that, and then also second, we're able to change whenever we want to. So we're able to add other ancillary services when clients need them. So
I think that's great. So, tell me also about how to contact you.
sure, you can contact us by calling our number. We are available 24/7. Our number is 703-865-5893. And then also by email, info@icareabouthealth.net. Those are the best ways to contact us.
Okay. And the information is also down there at the bottom of the screen.
Mhm.
Let's see. Here's another question. If your mother has Alzheimer's, how are you able to help her or keep her in the house?
Very good question. So we, some of probably about 40% of our clients, family members, hire us for peace of mind. Not everybody has a specific physical ailment or injury. Some
Mm-hmm.
of it, it's, they say, I live in California. My mom lives in Alexandria. And when we went to visit, she kept her stove on all night. What do we do? And we have our caregivers who are very vigilant. They're skilled caregivers that provide that extra pair of hands and eyes for families. So that is one of the biggest things that we do to keep people who have Alzheimer's in their home, is peace of mind and safety. And then at the same time, our caregivers are able to do physical therapy reinforcement. So when a physical therapist comes in, the caregiver will follow whatever the therapist asks them to do. So if you come in, for example, Dr. Chanel, and you say, this woman has Alzheimer's, but she really, really, really needs to strengthen her wrists. Well, that is what the caregivers are going to do. They're going to work on helping straighten her wrists, depending on what you've asked them to do. So those are some of the benefits of having a personal care company that's in line with physical therapy as well. But that's really what we do with clients with Alzheimer's, is the peace of mind for the family members, making sure they don't leave the house, making sure, just reiterating some things, not saying things like, and I train my caregivers on this, don't say things like, remember mom, or, people say, remember mom, or remember Miss So-and-so, but to say, okay, we're going to go ahead and do this again. Or, and things like that, or even, diverting. Sometimes when clients with Alzheimer's get in a certain place, diverting. So that is some of the things that our caregivers do for clients who have Alzheimer's.
That's great. Okay. If you are watching and you have a question, please put it in the comments. We always want you to be able to ask your question, to confirm something you know, to challenge something you don't know, and to be able to share that information with someone else. Do you guys have, I think there's another question about price point that you're kind of around if you want to give that information?
Sure. So our standard rate for care is $28 per hour. That is our standard rate for personal caregivers. I gotta say, I've been in healthcare for 21 years, since I was 14. And I've actually worked as a caregiver. And some of our caregivers are some of the hardest working people I've ever met. And we really reward our caregivers on doing such a great job. They're helping families and individuals. So our rate is indicative of how much we pay our caregivers. I have had caregivers come to me and say, you know what, you guys are giving me a really, really great rate. And I said, because you guys do a really, really good job. And a lot of our clients understand that. We end up becoming about in the middle in Northern Virginia. There's some companies a little higher, some a little bit lower, but we are very confident in $28 an hour for our clients. And plus, they get a lot of free services, the hair services, the consulting. So, yes.
Okay. So if someone wants your services, how should they go about doing so?
Oh, they can call me.
Okay.
They can call us. We have our phone takes text and fax as well. So sometimes we get clients who text, especially children. Hey, I found you online. Is there any way you can help my mom in Leesburg for this weekend? And then we text back, absolutely. And then we send them the agreement of services. So we're very technology savvy. So either text, call, email, those are great ways.
Okay.
Even Facebook, we get some referrals from Facebook as well. So
yeah, that's awesome. You got to be able to take all of the different ways to contact someone.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is there any advice you would give to a caregiver or someone who's seeking personal care services and on the fence about if they should take the plunge or not?
I think the biggest advice is that I would give to a caregiver, a family member that's a caregiver, is to breathe first. When we go on the airplane, they tell us in the case of an emergency, you need to go ahead and take your mask and put it on yourself, and then you put it on someone else. My mom the owner of Eye Care, did a seminar about that called Breathe First. And it really, 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 really is important. Meaning we have to take care of ourselves so we can take care of our loved ones. And really remembering that if we don't eat, if we don't sleep, if we don't have fun, then we are no good for our loved ones. So that is the biggest thing I would say, is to make sure to take care of yourself. We do have some clients who said, you know what, I was getting a little bit overwhelmed, and I need to love mom as mom and not as her caregiver. While she's going through Alzheimer's, can you all please come and help? And that's exactly what we do. So I think that is one of the biggest words of advice, is taking care of yourself so you can be there mentally, physically for your loved one who's going through a tough time.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's highly important, that you take the moment to breathe, and what you're saying about having the person to really consider, which role you want to play,
Mm-hmm.
the caregiver or the family member. And sometimes they can intersect, and sometimes it's a challenge for it to intersect. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely great advice you gave.
Oh,
Melissa agrees.
thank you, Melissa. Uh,
So, one more thing from me, I just want to know for the person who possibly has gone and had something happen to them, and they are their only, I guess, way of being able to contact someone else. They have no other family members. Um, what would you say to them if they are trying to decide? And they've been independent, but they're deciding, okay, I need some assistance to be my best self.
mm. So I would say it is very hard to be your own advocate,
Yes, it is.
especially when you are going through a life altering or life changing situation. It is very, very, very difficult because can you, to the audience, imagine the time when you have a really bad stomach ache? That is not the time when you make decisions. It's not because you can't think about anything but getting rid of the stomach ache. And so I would advise people to early on get a plan, a power of attorney, advocate, a case manager, care manager, a consultant like Mrs. Ivy with eye care,
Mm-hmm.
um, because to be your own advocate is very, very difficult if you don't have um, those things in place. So that's the advice that I would give.
Agreed. For sure. So if that person is wanting to contact you and they're saying, okay, what are some things that they need to look for to know that, okay, I probably need assistance in that
You mean in terms of personal care
area?
services?
Mm-hmm.
So some of the things that people say is, I recognize that, I'm not as good as in my hygiene care anymore. I'm just not able to provide that care, and then I'm getting infections.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll say, I really am starting to realize that I'm leaving things on. That is one of the biggest things, the signs that I've seen in home care. Someone who's staying at home, they'll leave all the lights on or the stove on or something like that, and then they'll recognize, I forgot to turn this off. Or they'll say, you know what, I am just spending, by the time I get up and get dressed, I am wiped out for the rest of the day.
Mm.
I can't do anything till 4. You
Oh, I
know,
do that a lot.
yeah, exactly. But let's just get some help during the morning time.
Yeah.
The 1 hour of care, you can have a caregiver come in, help you get dressed, washed up, and then you can enjoy the rest of your day. So those are some of the things that we often hear. Those are some of the things that people often say.
That's
I am when
important.
they recognize.
I'm
But
glad you brought that out because that's something that a lot of people don't think about, the safety aspect. We always think functionally, or if I can't do something, then that probably means I need help. But also, if it's a safety issue where you're not even
mm,
knowing that these things are occurring, or someone else is looking in and they're finding it, and that's kind of where I come in. I'm seeing people leaving the doors unlocked or leaving their windows up on the first floor and somebody can easily get in, or just not
right,
remembering to take their medications, all of
right.
those things. So thank you for bringing that out. Let's see. What's your educational background?
Very good. So I am a licensed physical therapist assistant. I graduated in 2010. So that's the majority of my education is there. I worked for Virginia Hospital Center for about a year afterward, and which I think I mentioned to you, Dr. Chanel. I recommend everyone who graduates from physical therapy school or PTA school to work for a hospital for at least a year because you see so many things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my education. I'm a licensed physical therapist assistant. I went to Nova in Northern Virginia,
Yeah.
over on in Springfield. They have a medical education campus.
Awesome. Okay. If there's anyone else that has a question before we wrap up, please put it in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Do you have a final thought for us?
I do. I do. My final thought is, um, today is an amazing day.
Isn't it? I
It's an amazing day. And that is something that I say to myself every morning when I wake up. And and someone asked me at a networking event, "You just smile all the time." And I said, because today is an amazing day. And that's what I tell my clients as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes when we're going through ailments and injuries, it's hard to see the amazingness of the day. But just taking a breath and recognizing it helps you get through your situation. So yeah, that's what I would tell someone. I've had my own physical limitation. I was actually in a wheelchair for quite some time myself.
Were you?
And what'd you say?
Were you?
I was. And I really had, it was my parents' faith and it was their positivity
Mm-hmm.
that really helped me during a tough time. And so I know that for sure. I know when I was providing physical therapy for clients and I would have a smile, encouraging word, I know that that lifted them up and made them feel better. Thus, they did better. So that's my encouraging word.
Well, I think that is so paramount. It's all in the way we view or our outlook on the situation that determines how we respond. So thank you
Mm,
for sharing that. And I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. I don't see any more comments, but if there is one, please put it there. I'll pay attention so we catch it. But thank you so much for joining Pull Up with Limbs and Things. I appreciate your energy and all that you shared. And one last time, can you give us all of the things that iCare does, just as a recap?
Certainly. So we provide private duty nursing services by RNs, registered nurses, or LPNs.
Hmm.
We provide personal care services. So clients are, caregivers who help clients with activities of daily living, ADLs. And then we do the home modification management. So we modify your home so you don't have to modify your life. So if you need grab bars, stair lifts, door widenings, kitchens, whatever you need, we do that. And we also have the mobile salon and spa services. So clients can get their hair done and their nails done at home. And to wrap everything up, we have consulting services, Mrs. Ivy.
Awesome. So if you want services from iCare and you live in Virginia or even their consulting services, if you're
Mhm.
outside of the Virginia area, iCare Home Care Services information is at the bottom of the screen. And of course, if you have any need for physical therapy, Limbs and Things information is also at the bottom of the screen. We thank you so much for joining us. Happy Juneteenth and have a wonderful Father's Day weekend. Take care. Thank you so much, Miss Askew.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Chanel. I really appreciate it.
I'm glad to have you. Everyone, have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.